Hey guys, my name is Alacia and welcome to my channel, The Sea Life 6. If you're new here, please remember to hit that subscribe and notification button so you can get notified every time a new video comes out. Well, as you can see behind me, packing has commenced. I know I haven't done my Chit Chat Fridays in the last 2 Fridays, so we're just gonna do a quick little recap, catch up for the last like 9 days about what's been going on. So, 2 Fridays ago, I got up, got my kids dressed, and took everything I packed for them, loaded them up in the car, and we left for Maryland. If you don't know, I am from Maryland, and that's where my family is also located. So I took my kids down to Maryland, that way they could be away from all the packing stuff. I know they were getting super bored and they were just hating life, you guys, because I was constantly doing things. I wasn't yelling at them, but like they knew that like when mommy's trying to do things like stopping and doing like arts and crafts and like just doing the busy things that we normally do just weren't really happening, and I could tell they were getting bored. And thankfully I have amazing family members who were like, yeah, just bring the kids down to us and we're gonna keep them occupied for, you know, you and Zach while you guys are getting this move done. So right now I really want to just take the time to say thank you to my mother, who has all 4 of my children right now. Also to my sister, she has been going over and helping my mom even though she has a baby now of her own. And to my brothers-in-law, my sister-in-law, everyone's just been helping, you know, pitch into helping me and Zach with the kids, and it really is a blessing to us because of how stressful all this has been going on right now. So thank you guys, and I love you so much. So that weekend we did a lot of family stuff. We had a family party for one of my aunts who turned the big 50, happy birthday. And then I went over on Sunday to my cousin Stephanie, who took our Alaskan Malamute because she has a female Alaskan Malamute, and they love each other. So she's keeping my male dog. So again, it takes a village. Thanks, Steph, for helping us with the dog. And on Monday, I got in the car and I drove back to finish doing what needs to be done. Now, I know a lot of people still, like, they don't really understand the military life and why they, you know, obviously hear me and all the things that I'm doing and seeing the stuff that I'm doing on Instagram, but they don't really see my husband. Well, myself and our children are moving prior to my husband actually getting off the boat. Because we had to get out of this house. You all know the owners of the house we're renting right now decided to sell the house, and thankfully it lined up to where my husband had orders last minute and we were able to move on to the next duty station. My husband's going to be stationed at Walter Reed National Medical Center, so that'll be in Maryland, so we're going to be close to kids. But we actually decided, after going back and forth on whether or not we wanted to rent or buy a home or live on military housing, we decided to live on military housing for right now, because we know my husband's shore tour probably is going to end sooner than we would hope, only because there is a shortage right now of sub-IDC corpsmen, and the detailer kind of told us like, hey, look, like, we're kind of pulling people off of shore duty at the 2-year mark. Shore duty, if you don't know what that means my husband's going to a command where he's not saying he won't get deployed out of, because if something happens, like, they'll deploy him, but he's going to a command that's a non-deployable unit right now, okay? My husband's in a deployable unit. He's with a submarine, obviously, so he's going to a non-deployable platform. But we didn't want to buy a house and risk only owning it for 2 years and not having enough equity in it to try to sell. So we decided, no, we're just going to live in military housing, and because my husband has 7 more years to retirement, and he's also trying to put an officer package in. So we decided just to live in military housing, and we thankfully were able to get a house. In the time frame that we needed. Things started out really bad and they kind of worked themselves out. So that's a little recap if you haven't watched my previous videos. So he is not home currently right now. I am doing the last bit of our move by myself. Not because he doesn't want to be here, but because he can't be here. He was home, like when he came home at night, he was helping me, doing anything I needed, you know, putting holes in the wall, fixing anything I needed to fix. So he was an active part in the moving situation we got going on. So I hope I just kind of explained that a little better for those who don't really understand the military life goal. My husband didn't leave me high and dry, just like, no, you have to do everything. He was able to do what he could while he was home. So, but Monday I came back and I got home late in the afternoon. I did a couple of things, ate an early dinner and went to bed early. Got up the next morning around 5:30 and just hit the ground running. I had my list of things that I had to do. I do want to stop and say though, I have a history the story is gonna play into what I'm about to say. I have a history of migraines, and they're very severe migraines. I get extremely sick from them. I've actually had a seizure back in 2014 because of an ongoing migraine. So I have pretty severe migraines, and because of all the stress, my migraines were really like, they were kind of getting worse. I was getting them daily the last 2 weeks that leading up to the move. And I was like, okay, I'm getting migraines. And I was emailing my husband and telling my husband about it. And he's like, make sure you're taking like the meds and everything. But everything was fine and dandy, and I was pushing myself and coping with it up until Wednesday. Wednesday was like a breaking point for me. I was dragging myself around, forcing myself, like, there, you know, the movers come Friday, you have to get this stuff done, like you got to push through it. I'm very one of those people that will just push through it and just suffer the whole time I'm doing something. But I noticed on Wednesday that I was having other issues, and I'm also predisposed to hypertension because of my having a really bad preeclampsia in my first pregnancy. In my first pregnancy, I actually went into heart failure when I was giving birth. So I am predisposed to hypertension because of that. So I kind of had some signs of having some hypertension stuff. So I grabbed the blood pressure cuff and I was taking my blood pressure, and it was very, very high, to the point where I was like, okay, I need to take a step back and take a break, or I'm going to push myself so hard that I'm going to wind up going to the emergency room. And with COVID going on, that's not a good thing, because I need this house to get packed up. So I started taking my blood pressure in increments, monitoring myself. I did a relaxing thing. I called and let my family know, like, hey, this is what's going on. Obviously, they would have preferred if I went to the hospital, but because I'm also prior corpsman, like, I have the training to monitor myself. I know if it got to a point where if it was too severe, I would go to the hospital. But I was able to kind of cool it Wednesday night, do a couple of things and techniques that I learned when I was pregnant with my oldest son when I had the severe preeclampsia to help me with my blood pressure. And thankfully, Thursday morning when I woke up, after relaxing and taking some time off, I was able to bring my blood pressure under control. So there's a good thing. I was able to woosah myself, get myself out of, I had just such bad anxiety, you guys, just over the Packers coming. If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and if you don't, link in the comment section, the description section down below to you know, get on my social media. I posted last night, which had been Saturday night, the 25th, I posted last night the reason for my anxiety, and I posted about 10 photos showing how military families are receiving their household goods right now. And you guys, it's sad. The fact that this has been a continuing problem. My husband and I in 2007 is when I joined, so that was 13 years ago. Now I'm almost on my 5-year anniversary of being out of the Navy, but I'm a spouse, and being in the military for 13 years, right, collectively, from active duty and spouse, this has been a problem since 2007, and I'm telling you, it's been a problem since way before 2007, and it shouldn't be a problem. We should have, you know, congressmen and senators and the president that looks at the photos and looks at what's done to the to my fellow military families and says, this is not how this is going to be, and we're going to change it. But unfortunately, when you give the contract to the same company, the same major institution that you had an issue with and you were investigating, the chances of things changing, very slim to none, which is where my anxiety was coming from. I normally don't have bad anxiety. I can handle things extremely well, but because we had such a bad prior move, when the military moved it the last time, now we didn't have military move us into this house, we moved ourselves, but when we moved up here from North Carolina to Connecticut, it was bad. And I think I mentioned this before. You know, they brought in my bookcase stacked in pieces. They completely forgot our couch. They came back a day later with our couch, and when we got our couch, it looked like someone had taken an X-Acto knife and ripped straight down the cushions. We had all of our kids' bolts and screws for the bed, for the bedding, like the frames of the bed and the crib, they were all completely missing. We had to basically rig up everything. Our mattresses just came, like, it was like someone poured oil on our mattresses. It was bad. And that's why my anxiety was so high, because trying to do the claim process, they paid us pennies for what our stuff was worth. And it's like, we built a life for ourselves. This is 13 years of my husband and I, of our journey, not only in our military careers, but as a family. We've been together since, you know, literally day one. That man caught me straight off the bus, he likes to say. I got off that boot camp bus into A school and he snatched me up. So we have been together since the very beginning, and we have a life together just like you have in your own household. And to watch your things arrive and they're destroyed, and the people literally are just like, and they hand it to you, it just makes you want to punch someone in their face. And I'm gonna let you know right now, y'all might see me on the 6 o'clock news if my stuff arrives like that, because I'll get on somebody. But anyway, that's where all my anxiety was coming from. And when I realized I was letting it completely control myself, I took a step back and I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I have children I need to think about. I have a husband I need to think about. And me having blood pressure is a silent killer, people. I need to knock my crap off. So I did, I brought it down. I still have been monitoring it. I've had maybe 1 or 2 times where it was slightly over, but nothing horrible. And I actually feel 100% better. Now, today is Sunday that I'm making this video, Sunday the 26th. And so much, complete 360, so much better. But that is also because the Packers that came to my house, I cannot say enough good things about them. It's literally, it's like, you know, the big man upstairs heard my prayers because I was praying hard. I was like, come on, God, like, I know that this seems trivial compared to a lot of things that people are praying to you about right now, but I need you to help me out with this one. So he did, he came through, and the Packers that came here were amazing. They were amazing. I laughed and joked and talked with them. Again, if you're on my Facebook, you saw I made a post saying, like, if you pull up to my house right now, it sounds like a fiesta. We were jamming reggaeton. I love reggaeton. I love it so much. And we were just, it was a great time. The people that were here, Amaro, Danielle, and Carlos, they were fantastic. I also had my friend Crystal came over kind of to help me keep an eye on things, which obviously she didn't need to be here because they were just amazing. The day started off, I will put the clip in of the video. So I have a very, very steep driveway, okay? And I told them when they were on the phone with me the day before, I was like, hey man, I got a steep driveway. How big of a truck are you bringing just for packing materials? They're like, oh, it's a box truck. I'm like, I'm letting you know it's, oh, well, we got it. I'm like, okay, all right. So they came up the driveway and I'm like just looking, and I tell you what, they are professionals because they got up my driveway with just that much to spare, but they did it. And then they came in, Danielle was like the lead. She came in, she had her mask on. The first thing she did when she came to the door, she showed me her COVID forms. So for anyone that's military related that is in a PCS season right now, movers should not be coming into your house without 1, mask on, 2, a COVID form for you to sign. If they do not have those 2 things, you stop them in their tracks. You tell them they're not allowed to come in your house. You get on the phone with the supervisor, and this isn't being a Karen, this is being safe. Because this is what the military is, like the DOD is saying, these are the instructions that we have told these Packers to do. We're seeing a rise in COVID cases right now, and not only to keep yourself safe, but to keep them safe, they need to be making sure they're wearing their mask. You didn't have to ask that. Danielle came in, she whipped that form out. She also showed me the negative COVID test results, which I wasn't expecting her to show me because that's not something that they have to do. So she went 1 step further, showed me that they have negative COVID results, and off we went. She asked me to tour around the house, which I have moved multiple times with movers. This is the first time I've ever had to be like, hey, you guys are just trying to start packing. Can I show you around the house first? Not with her. She came in, she said, could you please show me around the house? We walked around the whole house. I showed her the shed outside. I showed her the garage. And then she asked me, where would you like us to start? Again, that's never happened. Normally they just start wherever they feel like it, no matter what you say. So that was really nice that she asked me where I wanted to start, and I told her, I said, look, I've already done the majority of the work in the bedrooms upstairs. I think it'd be way faster if you start upstairs and work your way down, but you guys do whatever you need to do. So that's what they did. They started upstairs, they worked down, the other people came in, they said hello, and they were off and running. I mean, it was fast. They unloaded all the packing supplies, and they were fast. They got started, and I'm sitting down here and I'm talking to my friend Crystal, and all of a sudden I hear like a sultry voice, and I go upstairs. This is how I know that they were listening to reggaeton. I go upstairs, and the older gentleman, Carlos, he is jamming out with his AirPods in, and he's going away, and I'm sitting there. I was like, okay, all right. And he turned around, and he was like, oh, senor, you scared me. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I know that song. I like that song. So we started talking, and we started opening up to each other, and they They told me how they're Puerto Rican. I said, you know, if you ask my best friend who's half Cuban and half Mexican, she will tell you that I was born into the wrong race, because I just love everything that has to do with the Hispanic culture. It's a beautiful culture. Their music, I love Hispanic music. I went on a mission trip with my school that I was with to Costa Rica when I was 17. I love all things about the Hispanic culture. I think it's beautiful. I could do a whole series just on that and how beautiful the culture for Spanish people are. So hey, if you're Spanish, love your culture. So we were talking and everything, and then it was like, okay, you guys play your music. You don't have to have AirPods in, like play your music. I'm comfortable with your music, like feel free. And then we started joking and we started laughing, and it just really turned into a day where it felt like I just was hanging out. I mean, granted they were packing my house, but you know, I was just hanging out with a bunch of people, like, hey. I even told her, I was like, can I help you guys pack? I was like, I feel weird just standing here. She's like, no. She's like, you can't. She's like, we have to pack. I was like, I know, but like, I'm talking to you while you're packing up my silverware. So again, it was just great. Then at the end of the day, they came, they told me their plan for Monday, because they were here from 9 to 4. Obviously, I asked them what they would like for lunch, and I purchased lunch for everybody, because I mean, that's the least I can do. You're here packing. I mean, granted, I know they're getting paid to pack my house, but still, it's just weird. Like, I'm sitting here not doing anything, just watching you. Yeah, go ahead, put my drawers in the box, please. Put my undies, put my bra. No, like, it's weird. So yeah, it was fun. She told me their plan for Monday. They're gonna come same time, 9 o'clock Monday morning, and they might even have to do, because our pack out was supposed to be 2 days, Friday and then tomorrow Monday, and then they were gonna load on Tuesday. Now they're saying that they might have underestimated how much time they needed. They might have to pack half into Tuesday and then come back on Wednesday to load, which is fine with me, because I actually had Wednesday as a buffer day where nothing was going on Wednesday, just in case they needed to have an extra load day. So I was like, yeah, that's fine, don't worry. I already had like that kind of filtered into my schedule. And then on Thursday, the only thing on Wednesday that's gonna happen is the chimney has to get swept, because we have a fireplace and we use the fireplace, so we have to sweep the chimney. And then on, on Thursday, I hired a cleaning company, because like, with me talking to my husband, I was planning on cleaning the house myself at first, but my husband just told, you know, you've done so much, you need to take a break. Like, this is something you need to do for yourself, so hire a cleaning company. So I hired a cleaning company. They're gonna come in on Thursday, and then on Friday at 10 a.m. I hand the keys back over. And this whole ride, this crazy ride that we have been on, this house for the last 2 years, but just in Connecticut for the last 5 years, is gonna be over. And I cannot tell you guys that I'm sorry. Like, I'm excited for the next chapter of our life. Connecticut just isn't our place, man. We just haven't had good luck in Connecticut. The people we've made friends here, and they're wonderful. Just the place in itself, just, you know, we had a bad experience with military housing, which was the reason why we got this house, and then this house was even worse than being in military housing. So, and I also don't like the cold. No, and it's cold here. A lot, like a lot. Like, summer is my season. Summer, it can be 100 degrees outside, 100% humidity. You will find me outside doing my thing. I just like warm. I mean, I told, like, this is why we're gonna like live in Hawaii, in Florida when we're older. That's where my husband, when we're older. Mommy, when I grow up, no. When my husband retires, that's where we're going to be going to. That's where my husband is from, and we're gonna be retiring there, because I love the area that he's from. I love the climate. You know, obviously my husband's a Florida boy. He wants to go back there. He definitely don't want to go back to Maryland. He doesn't like snow. He got his fill of snow the first time when we met, when we started dating in 2007. It snowed one time. He made one snow angel and he was over it, and then he was dying the rest of the time in Illinois while we were in school. Dying. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. As you can see, there's lots of boxes behind me. There's still a lot more to do. I'm gonna show you a clip real quick of me touring around the house right before the movers got here, because there were a couple of things that I had to do in preparation for them to be here. Like, we had to make a crew-only bathroom because of COVID stuff, and I had to leave cleaning supplies in there because they cleaned everything down when they were done. I had to quarantine off a room, made sure the room was completely emptied out, and the stuff that was in that room only had the stuff that I was planning on taking with me, essential stuff that we needed, that I did not want them packed. Now, that doesn't have anything to do with with COVID, that's just something that you always do. You set a room aside, you shut the door, and you put a do not enter on the door. That way they know that is not a room that they should pack, because you having essential items, you know, you might be staying in a hotel for a couple weeks, you might have to, you know, if you're going overseas, they're just essential things that you pack that you don't want the movers taking, because like you're gonna need to change your clothes, medications, your makeup, just other things that you're not gonna be able to take with you. So I'm gonna show you that real quick. Good morning. Today is the day. The packers should be here within the hour. Still running around like a crazy woman right now. So, kind of giving you a tour about what's about to go down. Okay? Okay. So this room right here says do not enter, because we're supposed to put one room where all of our stuff that they are not packing, that we are taking with us in transit. So I have a bunch of stuff in here right now. A lot of military stuff, like my camera is also in here. We have a couple of, that's Zach's paint gun. I have a couple of other, you know, items that can't be transported, you know, Xbox, Switch, clothing, just in case for some reason they were to lose our clothes. I wanted to make sure to have enough like summer and winter clothes until we can get a claim through. Like medicine, different, like my makeup, different valuables. Like I found glasses, there's stuff from our safe that's in here, just stuff that we don't want them losing. There's an entire container. Where is that container? Oh, I got to bring up 3 more containers that have all of our military stuff, like awards and everything, that Zach has to have it, because he's still enlisted. So if for some reason they didn't put an award or something in, like he has proof that he has it. So I took all the rest of our Halloween and Christmas decor out of the little attic closet. That's all in here. So this should be a pretty easy room for them to pack. Like the bathroom's all disassembled. Whew, y'all, I didn't go to bed till 2 last night and I got up at 5. I am tired. So because of COVID, we also had to make like a crew only bathroom. Like this is the only one that are allowed to use. I made sure it was nice and clean in here for them this morning. All right, now going down the basement. My friend, thank God, is on her way here because my back has been just killing me and I can't carry too many containers down here that I need down here. I had to put up an area for what's called Pro Gear, all his military gear, and there's still uniforms of mine in here, but like they don't need to know that. So, this is his beloved bass that I make fun of him for, that I got to take upstairs and put in the room real quick because we can't lose this, people. Last night I spent going through toys, getting rid of more toys. I cleaned all the stuffed animals, washed them, dried them, put them in a bag, cleaned all the pillows. These come off. I really love them. And the only thing I have to do is just vacuum after this. But I was like, I'm not going to vacuum when they're about to make a mess. This table is actually going to a friend, so I labeled it Do Not Pack. So this should be pretty easy. They're just going to take the containers out and just put them in boxes. Okay, now back upstairs. These containers are coming with us. These are what I need my friend's help with. Like I said, my back is just giving out on me at this point. These are like cooking oils and stuff that they're not allowed to take with them, and aerosols, like shampoos, cleaning stuff from like when I couponed, and I'm not getting rid of it because we are not traveling that far. You know, we're only going like, 4 or 5 states down. So I was like, no, I'm not getting rid of this stuff. So I just put it in containers. This I'm taking with me. I already have all the pictures up on the table, ready for them to pack. I have to wash out my shampooer real quick just because I shampooed my area rug yesterday and I completely forgot to put this away. The TV and everything has already been disassembled, and my vacuum that I threw up there. I'm gonna vacuum once everybody's gone. The kitchen's kind of a hot mess because I have decor and stuff everywhere. We got a TV, Roomba, more. So yeah, they still gotta pack all this other homeschool stuff, which the only thing I'm irritated with right now is they're still not allowing homeschool material to be labeled as professional gear, which infuriates me because this would not count as weight. Like right now with COVID, I feel like this really should be professional gear. I mean, they're saying, oh, well, you're not a credentialed teacher. Well, it doesn't seem to matter to the rest of the United States that are saying, hey, either homeschool your kid or virtual learning. We got to do what we got to do because of COVID. So, I mean, if we go overweight because of our books and stuff, obviously Zach and I don't care because this is stuff we need. But I just really wish the military would get with it with the homeschool program, because this should not be counting against us. This should be considered professional gear, which doesn't count against us in weight. And then in our office / spare bedroom, I already took the bedding and I took like the boards that go across this apart. They're on top. Put the mattresses in the bags. These containers right here, this contains homeschool stuff that I need right now. Awards and everything are down there. And then our computer stuff and all of Zach's coins and my coins from being in the Navy. So these containers I'm getting ready to take upstairs right now. So I will see you on the next Chit Chat Friday. Thank you for following me. Continue to look for videos because I'm going to be doing a house tour video of our new house that we're getting, and the unpacking and everything that happens with that and the chaos that comes with unpacking. So stay tuned.